Hey gang, this is a little bit of a 2-for-1 review. One thing we'll talk about is this amazing cape by the Cape Master, custom Red Tornado cape, and also talk about just a little bit of a custom paint job I did on this figure as well, and sort of a quick and easy way to sass up your Red Tornado. So Michael Marquez, the Cape Master, many of you know him and have known his work over the last few years. He has augmented and updated capes for the Superpowers collection, creating the right length on Batman's cape, for instance, the right length on Superman's cape, and making them match and fit almost seamlessly with the original collection. They're even better than the original capes. He's done some amazing things, particularly with how he manages and uses the C-clamp on the back of the neck to make it look and feel even more authentic than the original line. So the Cape Master has done it again here. He creates a replication of the Red Tornado cape. It's a little bit different than the original. The color is a little bit different, which we'll talk about in a minute when I show you a comparison with the original figure. But the basic elements are there. We have, of course, the awesome blue cape and also the red outline around the cape. The nice thing about this one in particular is that it's pretty similar on the inside and on the outside. And a lot of collectors will note that on the original figure that I'll show in a minute, there were some deficiencies in that regard with the original Kenner line. We saw color on the inside of the cape, but the outside just did not come off in quite the same way, despite seeing in a lot of the designs back in that era where the cape was clearly had the red outline on the inside and the outside. Cape Master cape, again, super high quality. A couple of only things that I would maybe change here is one, I could probably potentially cut this little gold wire here. This is using the same basic design as the Shazam cape, although it's a little bit bigger than the one that he produced recently. And I honestly think because that C-clamp is so good, I could probably get away with cutting that little clasp, and it's still sticking very nicely to the shoulders of this figure. You can see here compared with the original Red Tornado figure, and my cape is a little bit beat up. But as you can see, it compares favorably, looks great. It would be awesome to see maybe a V2 of this cape from the Cape Master in the future with a slightly brighter blue, a little bit more metallic blue to go along with this. But I love the design as is. And based on the way that this is painted with this metallic paint that I'm going to talk about in a minute, what I really enjoy about it is that it's a nice complement to the metallic paint. The sort of matte finish on this really, really sits nicely. So love the Cape Master capes, and this is no exception. Please grab yourself one if you haven't done so already. It is a great way to add even more flavor to your Red Tornado superpower, or to your Superpowers Red Tornado. Sorry about that. So let's take a look at these for just a second. So you'll see here that there is a little bit of a paint difference. Many of you know that I am not a great painter as of yet. If you've seen a couple of my customs, I've done a couple of things that are okay as long as it's fairly big scale detail. When it gets into really, really small detail, like a lot of you, I suffer a little bit. But I learned from Rowan Bella of RB Customs something really interesting. That is, when he does Green Lantern, he actually has an incredible metallic green sheen on that character. And I thought about this with Red Tornado. I thought, it'd be great to see kind of giving him that true Vision robotic look. I know it might be heresy to say Vision, a Marvel character on a DC page, but point being, let's see if we can get him up leveled a little bit. So what I did here was I took some metallic paint from Deco Art. This is both ruby and 24 karat gold. And it took me a little bit of time, energy, and work, but I was able to repaint Red Tornado. Again, not perfect. And there's always kind of that debate, do you use yellow or do you use gold for gloves and for boots? Because which is truly more absurd, sort of the 70s disco look on the dishwasher gloves and the pirate boots, or do you go for the yellow look? And both of them look equally absurd, but the gold sheen here just really adds something to the figure. Pretty quick and easy custom. So if you're kind of a beginning or intermediate customizer and you're really looking for something fun to do, it's also pretty forgiving in terms of, hey, if you make a mistake, you can usually correct it by just painting over it with one of these colors. I would highly recommend getting this paint, and again, using very small brush, very small detail for the most part around some of these edges, being able to go in and customize your own figure. Now, the challenge with this one is it dries a little bit, takes a little bit longer to dry than some of the other paints that I've used, but I really like the finish. It actually has made me a bit more patient in my painting, and hopefully that is something that translates into better quality across the board when I do customs in the future. So really enjoy this figure. and really enjoy the cape from Michael Marquez, the Cape Master. Definitely look at his designs. He has so many of them on eBay, and has truly like transformed the community by giving us capes that we begged for years and always wish we had. So thank you, Cape Master, and appreciate this great work. Leave your comments below. Thank you.